What's going on, guys? It's Greg Swiss Eyes, and welcome to my 2021 PLL College Mock Draft. This draft is going to be on Monday at 10:30 Eastern, a little late for someone like me who goes to bed pretty early, on Peacock and NBC Sports Network. So you can watch it live if you want. If not, I'm sure the PLL is going to have tons of recaps after. So this is going to be guys graduating from college. And as you're going to notice, this is a really weird year and arguably the most stacked college draft of all time, because you have COVID repeats as well as the guys who are going to come be seniors and didn't want to do another year. I mean, this draft, you've got people, probably 5 people who could all be argued for the #1 pick, and then just a huge depth chart of guys who are worth drafting after that. So today I'm going to take you through my first round projections. This is pretty tough to do because I can't speak to, it's not always the best player that gets drafted. A lot of times it's the best player that fits into what that coach wants. And I don't really know, I can't get into the coach's mind, so I really have no idea what's going on there. So I'm going to do the best with the information that I have. I'm going to do a little giveaway here. If you comment down below your first overall draft pick, who you think is going to go first overall, if you're right and I pick you, I'll make you a replica of that player's stick. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into this. As you all know, the Atlas traded heavily for first round NCAA picks. That means they have the first and last pick of the first round. So really reloading with college players. So let's start out with the Atlas. Obviously doing some reloading there. I think this might be a little bit of an unpopular take, they're gonna pick Jared Bernhardt. I think the consensus has been that Michael Sowers will be the #1 pick. I'm going Bernhardt. I actually think that I've liked his play more this season at Maryland. I think he looks pretty unstoppable. And while Sowers has looked really good at Duke, I would personally rather have Bernhardt on my team. That brings us into the Water Dogs with the #2 pick. Here, I think you do pick up Sowers. I think that he is a generational talent. Obviously, as a playmaker for the offense, can score, can feed, can break ankles. We'll see how he does once he's up against #1 PLL cover guys, because Matt Dunn's nothing to mess with, but I think he'll go #2 to the Water Dog. That brings us to #3, the Chrome, who obviously could use some help. They've had 2 relatively lackluster seasons so far in the PLL. The PLL with the shorter field, the very short shot clock, it's a very up and down game. So for them, I'm taking Ryan Tarafanko out of Ohio State. I think he is the best two-way midi to come out of the draft. I think he's arguably one of the best two-way middies in all of lacrosse right now. He can play defense, he can run transition, he can run the wings on faceoffs. He has scored for Ohio State this season. I think he could be the guy for the Chrome to really make things happen between the lines. Next up, we've got the Redwoods. I think TD Erlin is going to go to the Redwoods. He's just a fantastic faceoff guy. The PLL is already kind of stocked up with faceoff guys with the MLL coming in, but they have been traded around and mixed up, and it's hard to tell who's going to be the #1. I think TD Erlin would come out of the college draft and immediately be a starter for almost any PLL team, save for a couple of them. So I think he'll go to the Redwoods and take care of the X there. Now we go to the Archers. I think the Archers are stacked on offense. Obviously, Connor Fields adding to the Marcus Holman and Will Maney plus Grant Ament combo. I don't think they need a lot of help on offense. I'm going cover D guy here with JT Giles Harris from Duke. He's the #1 cover guy. I think if the Archers are going to put up a lot of points on the offense, which I think is a given with that setup, you're going to want to hold them to under 10, hopefully. On the defense, you add JT Giles Harris to just beef up your depth chart on that D cover guy spot. Moving on to the Chaos. I don't really know what the Chaos need, to be honest with you. Their offense is pretty good, the loss of Connor Fields, but they weren't starting him anyway. I'm going to pick Dox Aiken here. I think, like Ryan Tarafanko, he's a great two-way midi. He can get up and down. He's a little bit more offensively focused, and I think his play style, which is fast and aggressive and up and down the field, coming out of UVA, who plays fast, he'll transfer really well to a PLL offense / transition player. The Whip Snakes, I read the breakdown from the PLL. They literally said the Whip Snakes don't need any help, which is likely. Anything that they were going to lose in the expansion draft were kind of, they barely had to unprotect anyone because they had a bunch of guys that were retiring and kept their core group. I'm picking Ryan Tierney here. I think he's looked unbelievable. He is a lefty shooter who can obviously take step downs, but has done actually a pretty good job of creating shots for himself. I think he's kind of a Ryan Brown-like player, and I like him in the PLL for the Whip Snakes. And finally, at the Atlas, this is their second pick in the first round. I'm going with a 1-2 attack punch here. I can't even remember off the top of my head what attackmen the Atlas have that this would displace. Whatever. I'm taking Bernhardt in the first pick. I'm taking Mac O'Keefe with this pick. If you think about how dynamic Mac O'Keefe was when Grant Ament was on the team, a dodging feeder, you take that and add Jared Bernhardt. Jared Bernhardt's creating the slide, feeding to Mac O'Keefe, all-time leading goal scorer in the NCAA, underhand, lefty shots, all day long. I think that would be a really great pickup for the Atlas offense. So I'm only picking the first round here. There's a lot of guys left in the depth chart to pick. Ethan Walker out of Denver, Trey LeClaire, Jeff Teat, a bunch of guys in the Ivy League who we're not sure what they're gonna do. So there's a lot of guys left to pick. So make sure you watch the draft, tune in to see who these teams actually pick and what the result is. And make sure to leave a comment down below who you think is gonna go first overall. Might get a chance to win their setup. So thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.